Well, hello there. Welcome once more to Contour's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very warm welcome to you. It is nice and warm outside, very hot, I should say, for my part of the country, and the perfect time for you to start firing up your grill. I am sharing with you this Suya spare ribs recipe. So good, I know you would want to try it. Father's Day is coming, the holidays are coming, 4th of July is coming, the perfect time for you to start barbecuing. So come along and let's do this. So this is pork spare ribs, and I am just seasoning it with some salt and Suya spice. This is a very huge rack of ribs, about 7 pounds in all, so you really want to be generous with the seasoning. I am putting as much here as possible. This is Suya ribs, so of course I want it to be like what it's called, Suya. So yes, a lot of Suya going on here, but I'm also adding a lot of salt because I want my meat to be very well seasoned. I'm also being mindful that my Suya spice already has some salt. I'm going to show you the recipe here so you know that Suya spice is already salted. It has more than one ingredient. So this has peanut, this has negro peppers, this has peppercorns, it has ginger, it has a lot of other ingredients in here, cayenne pepper, paprika, all these here to make sure that it's not just pepper. It's a lot of ingredients here that is going to ensure that my meat is very fragrant and very, very delicious. So I'm going to make sure it is all wrapped up here in aluminum foil. I'm going to start off by cooking it actually in this aluminum foil. This helps to prevent your meat from drying out. Ribs, yes, like just any pork meat, doesn't take that much time to cook, but cooking your ribs directly on the flame actually dries it up quickly. So wrapping it is going to start off cooking in its juices, and along the line I'm going to cook it directly on the grill to give it a beautiful char and everything else. I'm going to try to wrap this about 3 times just to make sure that my juices don't seep out, that if it is very locked, all my juices are locked in here in the wrapping, so it gives me the effect or the result that I'm trying to achieve in wrapping. So that is the second wrapping. I'm going to give it one more wrapping just to make sure that it is very well secure in here, and there we go with that. You can let this sit for a while to marinate. Anywhere from half hour to overnight is perfect. I actually just did about half hour, and now I'm just going to start firing up my grill just to heat it up. So I'm going to let it heat up to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. It is hot now, and I'm going to put my meat in the foil right here on the grill. Cover and let this cook. So I let it stay at medium heat for it to retain its heat at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And so 20 minutes later, I'm here to flip it just like this so the top part gets to cook as well. I'm going to cover my grill right back and let it cook for another 15 to 20 minutes. I was gifted this gigantic zucchini by a friend. He was actually also gifted. This is purely organic. Like, I just can't believe it. So I'm going to grill this with everything else. And I'm going to be using my new knife from Mercy Cookware. Yes, yes, yes. You know how they have long strips of zucchini? That's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to cut this zucchini into 2, just like this. And each half I'm going to cut into strips, season it, and I'm going to grill it. Delicious. So I still can't get over this zucchini. My friend who gave it to me tells me that the person who grew this wife gifted it to him, and she tells of how he actually pollinates the plants himself. He uses Q-tips and just go into the flowers, pick from here, add to this one, and all the works, I think I love my plants, but of course this is like somebody I would really like to learn from, and it is just a great honor to be able to have this zucchini and to enjoy it. Boy, was it good. So it's been about 15 minutes since I turned the meat, and now I think it is done on this side. Not done, but it is time for me to bring it out of the foil and cook it directly on the grill at this point. So I realize it has a lot of juices seeping out already, so I'm going to transfer it on the side so I don't get all the juices inside the grill. And then I'll get my meat out. I want to save the juices because those, of course, I'm going to be basting my meat with it. If you really like to make a dip, you can also just save some and actually set it aside. Maybe cook it down a little bit and have it on the side with your meat. At this point, our meat has softened up. It is not all the way cooked, but it has softened up pretty much, and I'm going to just transfer it onto the grill to cook directly there, so you get the actual grilled meat fragrance and appearance and everything, flavor and everything. Boy, it smells amazing here already. So just look at all the juices that came out of the meat. So the meat actually cooked in it, so it is not going to be dry, but of course I'm not going to waste it. So I'm pouring it into a bowl, and I'm going to be using some to baste it as it cooks on the open flame, because that is actually when it needs its moisture even the more. I've set that aside, and now I'm back to my zucchini. I'm going to just season with some salt, pepper, and add a little drizzle of oil, and there, simple, onto the grill it will go. I'm going to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil from my backyard. That's it. The Queen Creek Mule is in my backyard, so literally olive oil from my backyard. Just toss everything to make sure that your zucchini is very well coated with the ingredients you just added, the pepper, the salt, and the olive oil. Just like that. And now I'm going to bring it to the grill, add it onto my meat. After I flip it, let's see how it's doing on this side that is directly facing the fire. It has been on here for about 5 minutes. Just look at that. Perfect. I live for grill marks. You should know this by now. And just look at that sizzle. This meat is just so fragrant. At this point, I think my meat could use a little bit of moisture, so I'm going to baste it with the juice that I poured on the side. This is the perfect thing to put on here instead of just regular water and some oil. This already has fat from the meat, so you don't even need to add any oil in here. It is salted, it is well seasoned already, and just perfect on here. Our meat should be done in the next 10 minutes, so it is a perfect time for me to start grilling my veggies or my zucchini. That's all I'm doing. Grilled vegetables are just delicious. If you haven't grilled any vegetable before, I hope at least you start with this. Grilled cabbage, peppers, just amazing. You saw in my very recent shorts, I grilled my pineapple. Oh, so good. So grilled fruit, everything grilled is delicious. So in the spirit of summer, hopefully we are going to do a lot of grilling, weather permitting. It's so hot here now. It's been super hot since I made this video. So if the weather permits, I'm going to share with you. Just look at how gorgeous this is. I am flipping my zucchini now. I almost burnt it. Actually, I made it cook for about 7 minutes. I had to check something, but it's still perfect. It was on the very lowest heat setting, so that is what saved me. And now I'm going to just let it cook briefly on the other side. An extra 2 minutes should do, since the other part is all the way cooked. I'm going to just flip the ribs one more time and let this side cook briefly because it had that moisture. Just let the moisture come off. Just look at that sizzle. This is perfect. It is done, and it should be coming out of here in the next minute or so. I'm going to turn off my flame. Yes, and we're done. Dinner is about to be served. How simple. Very simple, but so good. I'm going to transfer this onto my chopping board, let it rest for a while, and then we'll cut it out. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the grill. So whilst my meat rests, I'm going to remove my zucchini from the My meat has sat for about 5 minutes. That is pretty much all you need to allow your juices to settle before you cut through your meat. Otherwise, you're going to lose all the juices, and then whatever meat you don't eat right away is going to end up very dry, and we don't want that. Did you see how gorgeous that meat is? I really hope you are able to try this. This is going to be a hit with your folk. Thanks so much for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Kwanchua, and making simple, replicable family meals like this is what truly makes my heart happy, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. Please like and share this video, and until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy,